Professor Deepak Mental, Dr. Arora, distinguished members of this gathering on the dais, distinguished guests, above all, the bubbling, enthusiastic students in the hall and their respective parents. It is indeed a matter of great privilege and honor for me to be invited to preside over this beautiful event. In fact, it's always a pleasure to be amidst young and bright students like you. Originally, as a teacher, I have always been looking forward to such opportunities. I was a teacher for 3 years, and that was probably the best period of my life from 1965 to 1968. As I was watching the young managers of the corporate world passing by and receiving their awards, their recognition, their degrees, I was thinking about the quality of this institute, that the placements themselves indicated the quality of the education that is imparted to the students. And I have no doubt that you have a very bright career in front of you. I wish you all the best, I congratulate you, and I am very confident that you have places to go. At this occasion, I have just a couple of thoughts to share with you. First of all, I'd like to tell you something which I have witnessed during my stay in USA and my trips all over, is that Indians are indeed probably the best in the world. And I'm not saying this only because I am an Indian or I am speaking in an Indian gathering. Indian minds, their talents, and in common parlance what is known as jugaad is probably something which we are blessed with right from our birth. And we are managers right from our childhood. The farmers in villages, the poor housewives, the average man, we all manage our limited resources. And what is management? The management is managing your scarce resources, managing your opportunities, and producing the best output within those resources. It is rightly said that India is not a poor country. India is a country of the poor. Individually, we are all very good managers. Collectively, we fail. We do not know how to make 2 and 2 5. Whenever there are 2 and 2, it becomes 3. And therefore, there is where we need to improve our performance. The other thought I wanted to share with you, that we always outshine in the face of stiff competition and adversity and in hurdles. And if you look at the examples of our young Indians in Silicon Valley and elsewhere, you would yourself understand. Where others have failed, Indians have proved successful. As doctors, as engineers, as computer scientists, as managers, they occupy the top positions in the world. You name any sector. In terms of percentage of ethnic population, any single group. I'm not talking of Jews. They are in a different class in business and so on. But as professionals, we are at the top wherever there is stiff competition. And in the face of stiff competition, we must remember that whenever the hurdles or the obstacles are stiffer, intrinsically we perform the best. And here I am reminded of a small couplet which, as a student, we used to read. And if I can cite that here, वो पथिक क्या? वो पथिक means, as you know, I'm sure, पथिक is a traveler. वो पथिक क्या? पथिक कुशलता क्या? यदि पथ में बिखरे शूल न हो, नाविक की धैर्य कुशलता क्या? यदि बाधाएं प्रतिकूल न हो. If the currents are not adverse, if the path is not littered with thorns and obstacles, then what is that passenger? Anybody can do it. A good manager, a successful manager, will achieve where others have failed. And therefore, my young friends, in our country, in India, when there are obstacles, and we all talk about the Commonwealth Games, and we all talk about what's happening elsewhere, but then we have to remember that all that we can get over. I'm not trying to defend anything, but I'm only saying that as an Indian, we have to live here, we have to be proud Indians, and we have to prove to the rest of the world that we can also perform. If we can perform outside India, we can also perform within India. And it is here that the challenge lies in front of you, the young managers of the corporate world. And I would just like to finally mention one thought about the Competition Commission, which I am privileged to head at the moment. As you may be knowing, by the way, let me tell you that when I took over as chairman of the Competition Commission on my return from the World Bank in Washington, several friends telephoned me to congratulate me, and they said, good, you have been given a new job, chairman of the Competition Commission of India, and by the way, what do you do? Do you conduct competitive examinations? Is it something like UPSC? Nobody seems to know what Competition Commission is like. And it was a job to explain to people what's meant to do. So just a word here that this new animal, this new body, Competition Commission of India, is a statutory body which has been created to ensure that there is a fair competition in the market among the corporate world, and they play the rules of the game in a free economy in the market. After the liberalization of Indian economy in 1991, when the market was opened to the usual dynamics of free market, the expectation was that the market will behave according to the rules of the market, and you know that in a free market economy, those who have done economics, they would be knowing that in a free economy, the static surplus or the dynamic efficiency, both are the maximum. The consumer surplus as the producer surplus, they are optimized. And the static efficiency and dynamic efficiency, they are also maximized. And ultimately, it results in the most efficient allocation of resources in economy. And therefore, productivity is the highest. And that's what Americans, they used to always advocate. And America had the earliest Competition Act in 1890 by the name of Sherman Act. So here we are responsible for enforcing any distortions in the market, market fixing, price fixing, or abuse of dominance, or in any manner, if somebody tries to behave in a manner that free market or free market dynamics is distorted. And why I'm mentioning to you, there's a reason. I'm not trying to unnecessarily force a piece of information if it's not legitimate to you. As young managers of the corporate world, it's extremely important for you to know, because a number of companies are facing problems on account of breaches of Competition Act. And some of the violations of Competition Act would land them into serious problems. Fines which can go up to 3 times the annual profits or 10% of the turnover. And you know, in some of the companies in Europe, for example, some of the companies like Intel have been fined up to $1.4 billion because of certain violations. So therefore, And also the fact that it is a very lucrative field for the young lawyers and young economists. And by the way, we also have a scheme of internship, and we pay a small stipend also, as I said in the Vice Chancellor. But that's a different matter. The limited number of law firms existing in India today, specializing in competition law, are doing an absolutely marvelous business, and they are virtually monopolizing all the kind of cases. So far we have 122 cases, and every day more and more are pouring in. So this is a very lucrative field. So those of you who are looking for a new field, another field for you to look at. But in any case, for the companies you are working for, I think it would be very nice thought for you to at least be aware. And if you look at our website, you will get full information about what are the nuances or implications of Competition Act for the corporate world. Well, I won't take much of your time. I would just like to say, in the end, for all of you for whom it's been a watershed and a new phase of your life is beginning, again, I'm reminded of something from my earlier childhood, what Jaishankar Prasad wrote once. इस पथ का उद्देश्य नहीं है शांत भवन पर टिक रहना, किंतु पहुंचना उस सीमा तक जिसके आगे राह नहीं. And therefore, my young friends, remember that you have to reach those frontiers beyond which nothing exists. Thank you very much. My best to you.